Welcome to the Florida Homestead.
We're going to give you a little tour of the house that we've purchased here in the Ocala National Forest and show you some of the renovation plans that we have, tell you a little about what came with it and what we need to do to make this classic 1972 mobile home into a comfortable space for Ryan, myself, and of course, the tiny monster.
Yeah, and you'll see as we go through, we're going to give you a tour of, well, we're going to go outside first, then we're going to come back in. But you'll notice that pretty much everything here, except for the pickup truck we brought, the camper we brought, and maybe just a couple small little things, came with the property. So there's a almost brand new golf cart, there's a John Deere lawnmower, push mower, chainsaw, weed trimmer, tools that we would need around the property. But inside there's just a large collection of knickknacks, I guess you call it.
And general living items. So basically the condition we bought this property under was as is, where is, with everything in it. The sellers were, this was their second home, and so they were basically looking to take their personal possessions from the home, and that was about it. So all of the furniture and dishes and tables and chairs and everything, it came with all of that. So some of it we love, some of it isn't quite our style, so we're going to be going through all of that and making some adjustments,
and we'll let you know when the yard sale is. But all kidding aside, though, it's a really good deal for us because there are so many little things you don't think about: wheelbarrows, string trimmers, spatulas, cutting knives, toasters, coffee machines, whatever it may be.
It all adds up when you purchase a home.
It really does. It's amazing. So it's kind of cool. But some of the more meat and potatoes of this place, if you will, it is a 1972 mobile home. I believe it's about 60 feet long and 12 feet wide. It does have a concrete pad with a carport that goes probably a third of the way or half of the way down the back side of it. And then on the front it has a sunroom, which you'll see here in a little bit. But it goes about 3/4 of the length of the trailer, and half of it is a master bedroom suite and half of it is a wonderful little Florida room. The mechanics, the heating and air conditioning is a brand new unit. It's a year and a half old. That's a heat pump air conditioning unit. It's not the heat strip, so it does have heat strip as backup, but it has a heat pump in it. The well was just all gone through a year ago. New pump, new tank, everything else. And if anybody's familiar, Florida, a lot of the water has like a sulfur smell. This water here, I don't know if they got deeper into the aquifer or what happened, but it's very clean smelling water.
Yeah, we got very lucky with the well here. It seems to be a good one.
I think the only mechanical things that we can see here that may need a little tweaking, other than the obvious, like the kitchen, the whole kitchen, for example, it's all pressboard cabinets from the 70s. And the drain, somebody's messed with the drain under the sink and it actually runs uphill to back downhill. We plan on redoing the kitchen. The bathrooms all both work fine. Everything works as it should, but we are going to remodel the one you'll see. And then the washer and dryer, and it's really common here in Florida, or at least in our area, the washer and dryer are outside, and we'll show you that in a little bit, in a outside building. And that building is a little small, short, I guess is the word I want to use.
Short.
And
it's a nice size. It's about a 10 by 12 building.
It is.
But he bumps his head on the way in the door. It's just fine for my 5'4" self.
Well, and also the other flip side of that is it had been used for tool storage and everything else for years before he got his garage. And what I would like to do, what's on my list of things that I'd like to do, is I'd like to replace that shed with something that's normal height, that's built more conventionally and has a regular door and is insulated. And that way we could put a freezer and stuff like that out there. But, we'll talk about that as we go. So why don't we grab you guys and
start the tour.
Where do you want to go? Out to the horse? Ha! You guys didn't know we had a horse, did you?
The house did also come with a horse. So let's go check him out. So this was one of the indicators that actually told us that this had to be our place. When we showed up, the sellers were like, yeah, and we have this really cool horse that we bought at Barberville, which is a local store that has all kinds of statues and pottery and all kinds of really neat things. So when they said that Mr. Ed here had come from Barberville, and he was already standing right here in the yard. It really just seemed like the right fit for us. But let's go check out a little bit of the property. So as you can see, it came with these huge crepe myrtles. We're not quite sure what we're gonna do with these long term. In the winter, they're not very pretty. They're kind of just dead sticks. But in the summer, they turn into these huge trees with beautiful blooms. So we've got some decisions to make there. Over here, you can see that we've got 3 trees. These are a water oak. And while they are really pretty, and we definitely want some trees in our yard, we may take down at least one of these to open up the yard space a little. Especially, we're looking at this one right here because it really does block the driveway quite a bit. And Ryan's gonna throw a little video clip in right here to show you a little bit of the problem we ran into bringing the camper into this yard. So we may have to do something to take care of that tree at some point, but we'll probably leave the others. We also ultimately would like to plant a few citrus trees, probably some oranges, maybe a pomegranate. Over here we have this palmetto. It was super overgrown when we got here, but we cut it back a lot. We don't want a lot of places for snakes and stuff to hide in the yard. So we did some serious pruning on that. It looks a little bit hacked right now, but trust me, these things grow like wildfire. It'll be back, and it'll be huge and beautiful, probably by the time that we're back this fall. Over here you can see that we have the camper area. One of the cool things about this lot that's really exciting for us is it's actually a lot and a half, so it's a little bit bigger than most of the lots in the area. And so that was purchased actually 2 owners ago, and they split it with the adjoining neighbor. And so at that time they agreed that the adjoining neighbor would get the septic, but we have a standpipe up to it, and we have an additional well that came with the property. So we have access to this septic for using for camper dumping stations, and then we also have this well which has a cute little hand pump on it, and that actually does work, although we need to replace the little leather flapper in there that allows it to pump properly. But if you prime it with some water, it'll pull water up out of that well, so pretty cool little addition to the property. It also came with this large 32 by, I believe, 12 shop. So that gives Ryan a place to put a lot of his tools, and it's a really nice storage building. It came with a John Deere riding lawnmower and a golf cart. Going over here, you'll see that we have our well house, and then this other shed is for laundry and general tool usage.
And we think probably this building is one of those buildings that we will go ahead and redo. You know, a little taller ceilings, insulate it, drywall it, make it a little nicer room where you could have a freezer, you know, some pantry area, and a washer and dryer, if you will.
As you can see, this property has this really beautiful outdoor space, and we love this swing. But there's also probably 15 to 20 feet behind me that before we get to the property line. So to make this a better outdoor entertaining space, one of the things that we'd like to do is actually rebuild this arch but further back and make it so that it still has the swing, but we can put a sunshade over it and use this whole area for entertaining rather than having just this limited space.
A little bit of a carport. Park your car in here, you can entertain out here. And then screen porch. So let's go up on the screen porch and then we'll go on inside and show you what we got going on. So the screen porch is about 8 by 12. It's on the east side of the house, I guess you'd say. So it's a nice place to come out in the morning, have coffee, listen to the birds, just relax. No bugs, you know, it's good for Sue. This is bedroom number 1. About 12 by 12 with a big closet. And yeah, as you can see, like I mentioned, pretty much right out of the 70s. Ceiling's in good shape. No real evidence of water damage. Hallway, kind of narrow, typical of a mobile home. And then we got the 70s bathroom. So it's a
Hello avocado green bathtub.
and when's the last time you saw paneling in a shower wall? But this is probably our first project for next year. It's actually a pretty good sized room. It's a 7 by, I think, 9. And then this is probably the biggest venture from what would have been your typical 72 trailer. So you can see here the built-ins. This is what the kitchen cabinets would have looked like. This would have been the whole bedroom. This space right here, I can almost touch both walls. And this has become a room where, because as Sue had mentioned, this was fully furnished. There's a lot of stuff that we're not going to keep. So this room has become our yard sale room. As we've been cleaning rooms this year, we've been cleaning this. But what they did when they put the addition on is they put on a master bedroom suite. And, you know, fairly nice. I think this is 12 by 10 or 10 by 10. And then in there, there's a another toilet, a 4-foot shower, and a 3-foot vanity, as you can see there. Again, a little dated, but structurally in really good shape. Plans for this room here probably is going to be maybe drywall and paint. We're not going to get too fancy in here. It's a nice bedroom. Our thought process, this whole area, because it can be closed off, makes a really nice guest suite. So if somebody's coming to visit, they can have a couch, a TV, their own bathroom, a bedroom. You know, they have their own private little place, if you will. But we will do some modernization to it. Again, the electrical's all new in here. Plenty of receptacles. We don't have to worry about that. So we'll head out on into the living room. I'll let you guys go first. And I'll be right behind you. And you'll see the wall on your left is painted white. So somebody did paint the paneling on this wall, but the rest of the walls are, you know, right out of the rest of the kitchen wall. I mean, the living room walls anyways. Right out of the 70s.
And there, of course,
It's a bad animal.
the bad animal.
She's claimed this recliner. This may not be a recliner we're able to get rid of now, but we'll see. We'll move on into the kitchen. So the kitchen is original cabinets. You notice somebody's painted them and somebody's painted the paneling. So this is probably our next thing we'll tackle. My thinking right now is probably do the bathroom, maybe the back bedroom first, just because. And then this room will probably be second or third thing we tackle. And what we envision doing here is taking this wall out, putting bigger pantries in over there, getting a smaller table, and, you know, all new cabinets and everything, new floor, all new sheetrock. Just go through it, redo the electrical at the same time. I think the last room in the house is the front sun porch, which at the moment is closed up because we're getting ready to head north. We'll bring you on out and show you. It's probably about 85 degrees out here. It's nice and warm. So these windows, I'll see if I can do this without you guys just going blind on the camera. So these are what they call Florida windows, and they have like a rubbery plastic in them and a screen on the outside, and you can slide them all down, you can slide them all up, you can leave them in the middle. It just makes for a really nice sitting room out here. We love to sit out here and watch TV at night, let the cool breeze come in.
It allows you to really ventilate the room with no bugs, which is a huge perk for me because I tend to be very allergic to bugs. So when I get bit up, I get cranky, and nobody likes that.
And then we have a nice pull-out couch that came with it. So again, if somebody was coming, they would have a spare place to sit and relax. And there's your bad animal again.
Being angry that we're out here and she's in there. So Spritey says, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.